Dear colleagues, the economic crisis highlighted, inter alia, two negative developments in relation to the so-called European social model. On the one hand, as a result of the economic crisis, the welfare state was undermined, thereby worsening explosive inequalities and extreme poverty. On the other, social dialogue was bypassed and practically dismissed, and institutionalized collective bargaining continues to be undermined. The excellent report before us illustrates the fact that when social dialogue is not respected and when trade union organization, collective bargaining and conducts are lacking, working people see their wages and rights curbed. It is well known that the memoranda imposed on several European countries were enforced without the prior consent of the working people, who actually took on their shoulders bank debt and fiscal deficits. In some cases even, austerity measures were imposed without previously securing parliamentary majorities and respecting democratic principles. Laws were imposed by decrees, while in countries such as Greece and Italy, so-called technocratic governments were appointed, lacking popular legitimacy and accountability. Furthermore, major trade agreements such as TTIP and CETA were introduced without prior consultation with labour movements or social and environmental organizations. Even more serious are the systematic efforts underway seeking to demonize trade unions and collective action carried by the working people, while efforts to criminalize strikes and working people struggles in Europe continue under the guise of strike regulation, so-called regulation. Governments of Council of Europe member states must respect internationally guaranteed workers' rights and institutionalized social dialogue in labour relations. Before decisions are taken and legislation enacted, working people, who are indeed the driving force of the economies and societies of each country, must be listened to. That being said, we have no illusion as to how fair and equal the dialogue between trade unions and the representatives of big businesses is. It is, for example, indicative that 30,000 lobbies alone are active in Brussels, promoting the interests of big businesses in policy areas such as employment, consumer protection, taxation of multinationals. These agencies have at their disposal armies of personnel with ties to all the major decision makers in Brussels, so that they can influence policies and decisions. However, social dialogue is a tool that can be optimized by the working people to assert demands and aspirations. Obviously, the success of social dialogue and the realization of trade union demands depend primarily upon working people's level of organization, their critical mass, and the effectiveness of their struggles. Thank you very much.